abundance, one of these things that we still cannot really figure out. What it means to me, abundance, is that when you get into alignment with that what really inspires you and that will hit your heart, and then it flows through you and it will be expressed by you, and then you become really more present in your joy, and then you start creating with no expectations, and you get into the flow, you get into the zone, and everything else falls around it. All right, your finances, everything, basically what you want to manifest. Now, unfortunately, we have not only social oppressions, but also, of course, personal oppressions. These are all our conditioning of what we think and what we feel about abundance, and there are really like 24 abundance blocks. So right now I'm following a challenge which is basically to overcome these abundance blocks, and today in this video I want to go over my first exercise, which is overcoming resistance. So if you want to join this challenge with me, I will leave a link below this video, and then you can check out by yourself how to join this challenge. Alright, so let's dive straight into this video.
We're going under, and there's nothing we can do. You've become
Right, so I'm just like 45 minutes away out of London. I'm in a very small village called Woldingham. Just if you're local here, you probably know, otherwise no one knows about this, but that's the beauty of it. I always love to get out of London, get into the countryside, bring my gear and start walking, connecting with nature. Why? Because I call it reflection time. Give yourself some time to reflect. That's what this is all about. You know, why? Because I always say that whatever your circumstances are, always try to re-engineer everything, you know, like if you're currently dealing with something, you know, you have certain type of results, always re-engineer the process by asking yourself like, hey, wait a minute, what was I thinking that created this in the first place? Because then you can start to, you know, dig up certain type of thoughts, patterns and so on, and then dig up these patterns, become aware of them, and then simply make a decision to let them go. So right, I'm really just walking here in the mud. I need to get new shoes. I need to get better hiking shoes. These shoes I got are worn already from walking. It's only 3 degrees right now, so not the best temperature. And of course I also prefer to have a little bit more sunshine instead of this really grey clouds forecast, because then of course everything looks a little bit more epic. But you know, we can't complain. We are out here, fresh air, just alone, and let's make the best out of it. Alright, so let's keep moving.
We can see everything clear. Are we really happy here? There's a shadow rising on the wall.
So even though it's very cloudy, there's still some sunlight coming through the clouds, which is pretty nice. But right now I'm following a trail which is in the Woldingham area. So if you are also living in London and you want to find a way to escape, spend a couple of hours in nature, in the countryside, breathe in the good old fresh air that unfortunately we can't really find in London, and combine that with giving yourself some time to reflect, then I will leave a link below this video to my blog post where you can find all the information, the leaflet, the routes and so forth, to do this walk yourself. Alright, so yeah, I must say this is very, very peaceful here. Of course it's winter, January, but the hills are still pretty green, and yeah, I must say everything looks very, very epic. So let's keep moving. Resistance. Why do we have resistance? Why did we create resistance in order to create abundance for ourselves? And again, you know, my point of view of abundance is to get into flow, get into the zone, get into alignment with your true authentic self and get into alignment with your purpose. Do that what you love and enjoy doing most. So it's all about getting into alignment. Let, of course, the inspiration flow through you and let it express by you, so you become like fully present in that what you love and enjoy doing most. And then you get rid of the expectations, like, okay, I do this because then I can have XYZ. No, you do it because you enjoy the creativity, the productivity, and making a positive impact in the world, making a contribution. Now, of course, we have created resistance. Why we have created resistance is because what we fear most is not that we are not good enough, that we are inadequate, but actually what we fear most is how powerful we are beyond what our rational mind can ever comprehend. So that's really what we fear doing most. We fear our own light. We fear getting in touch with our joy. We fear to get in touch with our inner child. Even as adults, we still have this inner child that wants to play, that wants to be creative, that wants to express itself. So that resistance is basically holding us back to get into the flow, to get into the zone. So that's really also the journey that I am on, is to get back into alignment. And I think it's basically a life journey. That's why we are here. It's because we have forgotten who we really are. We have suppressed our own light in order to adapt and to conform. Now it's a time to, let's say, wash off this layer of dirt that has covered up our soul, so we can shine our own light back to the world. And that's why I'm making these videos for you guys. So now, of course, is the big questions. Okay, so great, you know, thank you so much for the new awareness. Now, how do we move further? How do we get over this resistance? How do we clear this resistance? So stay tuned as I'm continuing to walk this path. This mat is unbelievable. I mean, look at this. Every time I step, I slip. I slip. I slip. And the cool part is, we're moving up as well. Really fun. I just need to be careful that I don't fall, slip and get myself dirty and get my cameras dirty. So I just found a pretty epic place to get some lunch over here. I just put my tripod there, make a little time lapse over the M25, which is basically one of the most busiest motorways around London and towards London. So I thought it would be a great way to take a break, set up my time lapse, and let's see how that's going to be. So right now I just want to talk about resistance, why we are creating resistance for ourselves. First, let me just go and sit down a little bit. Talk's a little bit easier. But yeah, you know, we all create resistance towards that what we love and enjoy doing most. For me, one of my personal things is, I really love and enjoy getting out in nature, right? And start developing my creative ways of self-expression, like these cameras and making videos and that sort of things, and I still feel I'm a complete beginner with it, because hey, I see other guys making beautiful videos, and like, wow, I want to do that, I want to get the gear and get a better camera. I want to invest in a better camera, like a Canon 80D, with better lenses and sliders for time lapses and like gimbals, which are like these electronic stabilizers, which I have for the GoPro. But
things like that, they easily cost 1,000 to 2,000 pounds, right? And we all have to start somewhere. And right now I just do what I have right now, and find my way in that. But we always have thoughts going on in our mind that is always asking ourselves, like, hey, it's all fun, it's all nice, but again, where's the money need to come from, or how is that going to support me, or this or that, right? So we all have that in our minds. Another thing is what really satisfied me is recently I started with giving meditation walks around London, also inviting people to get out in nature and where we can ground ourselves and connect with the lights and practice meditation and mindfulness and that sort of things. And I've done that now like twice, and I must say that was really, really satisfying. But of course, hey, I had a lot of doubts in my mind, and I was procrastinating for more than 1 year. Can you imagine? For more than 1 year. And before that, I had some great experiences with people who I knew and who I trust, and they really recommended to do something more with it. But in my mind, I was more like, but all fun, but who am I to give that? Who am I to really to provide these type of solutions? Who am I? What kind of value can I really give to others, right? I mean, what should I think about me? Or, what if I'm not good enough doing these guided meditations? And all these doubts, that kept me stuck. That created like big resistance. Also, like, hey, it's all fun, it's all nice, but I can't see myself creating a business out of that, because, hey, my mind says, hey, you need to have financial freedom and time freedom and get the money for your gear and that sort of things. So of course I always have all these things going on. Now the reason we have that is, of course, our rational mind. I would like to say more, it's our ego, our that's more our physical identity that has its primary job, which is basically like a survival mechanism, which has its primary job to make sure that you keep safe and secure in this world, right? And we all have been through failures, loss and pain and that sort of things, and what it does, it's trying to prevent you to go into that pain or loss or failure again. So what we do is we hold back, right? That's why what I said before, the biggest fear we have is not that we're not good enough, is for the power that we have, right? So our ego is really holding us back and is trying to make sure is that you keep safe and secure. And play it little, play it small. That's what it really, really does. So our intuition, which is more connected with our soul, is guiding you into new ways, right? With new experiences, of new ways of growth, of personal growth. And that's really where you can get into the flow, get into the zone, and where you can receive your inspiration, and when it can flow through you, and where you can express it through you. And that's really the way to create abundance, right? What I mentioned earlier before. But again, our ego is holding us back because, it's making sure that you're trying to stay safe and secure. So it's really about, is to conquer that dialogue that we have inside ourselves, and really create that sense of safety and security inside of us. Because money, it's basically it is just a tool, right? It's something that can give you access to the world and options, right? But that's about it. Feeling safe and secure, it's really that comes from within, right? It's feeling trusting yourself, trusting others, trust in the process, and trust that the universe always has your back. So that's really something that we need to overcome, and that's the beautiful challenge that we are after. And that's about it. I'm going to check if my time lapse is completed, and I'm going to continue my journey. And let's see what else is coming up. Maybe I've got another meditation going on for you. So see you later. It's so unbelievably quiet here. Look at this. I'm just kind of standing behind a valley, and just a minute ago I was just standing near the M25, and it's noisy, and here so unbelievably quiet and peaceful.
this is where you can connect with your true authentic self, your core essence, which love peaceful places like this. This is very, very nice and lovely. The last week and a half I didn't work out because I was for Christmas with my family back in Holland. Didn't work out, so this week, after a week and a half, I was back at my CrossFit. So, of course, massive back squats and that sort of things. My legs are absolutely not doing what it's supposed to do right now. Climbing the trees with little to no effort. But on the route I saw something interesting, like, hey, worth checking out. So what I do is, let's go and check it out. So supposedly this should be, I don't know, a church or something around here. Let's go looking for it. Ah, bloody hell. So nice climb, but it's not only the hill that is steep, it is because it's so unbelievably slippy. So every step you take, you go like down again, and then when you think you're almost there, one little more obstacle we need to climb over, and I don't know what we're going to find. Maybe there's absolutely nothing there and then I need to come back, but let's find out. So we reached the little church we were looking for, that was suggested on the route, that if you have a little time left, you should go and check it out. So let's see if it's really worth it. Can we check it out? Or is it closed? I don't know. Not sure. I'm gonna say it's not the first church I have seen. And it's not like I'm that much of a church person. Let's go back. This is magical, like I'm walking in the woodlands of the movie The Hobbit. I like it. I'm just standing here and I'm just surrendering to a tsunami or just a wave of peace. It's absolutely beautiful here. I don't really have a need or a strong desire to go as quickly as possible back to the car park, and it feels also like so unbelievably zen. So I think I will share a little bit of a guided meditation right now. It will be a separated video, so let me just set up everything, and then if you want to follow this guided meditation, there will be a link somewhere below this video where you can go ahead and check it out and follow it by yourself. So I'm getting at the end of this this tour, because over there, maybe you can see it or not, over there are the horses from the beginning. So I'm back really here at the track. So up there, there's the station, there's my car parked. So yeah, time to give this video a wrap. If you saw some value in this, then yeah, feel free to share your thoughts. Just leave your comments below, and also make sure to like, to share, to subscribe to this video if you saw any new insight to this. And hopefully you also checked out this guided meditation, because of course there you can have a sensation of what it's like to connect back with your own energy, to connect back with your own essence. So there are like a lot of birds here, which is pretty cool. Also the sun is over there. The sun, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 hours, and we can say bye-bye to her as well. So yeah, the big insight is, it's really that It's remembering is that you are infinite, right? Is that you are so much more, and it's constantly learning this dance, right, between your ego and intuition. And once you follow this intuition, then you will find your way. Now, of course, I also mentioned that, you know, getting over your resistance is part of a 24 abundance, unlock your abundance session. If you want to join me on this journey, then there's a link below this video where you can sign up, subscribe, and then you can find more information about this challenge, which is about overcoming your 24 abundance blocks. So the next video is about the second abundance blocks, which has everything to do with overcoming your fear and doubts. So signing off, see you later.
Meant for each other, staring in her dark green eyes. I want to love her, scared if I should roll the dice and go with